All right. Oh, how are we doing, everyone? Let's get some proper lighting. Okay. So, new RPG mobile game, Echoes of Mana. Interesting. I'm always a big fan of the RPGs. Let's be different. Now, give me a sec. I need to just kind of rehook the audio because I want to listen to the game as I play it, and that's going to be really hard to do with the way it's currently set up. So just give me a moment here. How do I refeed this again? Oh no, they changed the interface. Okay, so let me see here. Does that play it through my... Yes, perfect. Okay. You still able to hear it? If you guys can still hear the game, then we're pretty much aces then. It's really quiet. Well, I'm seeing that the audio feed's still going through, and I can hear it. So this is good. This will work. Okay. Just a warning, people have issues with the game. There's bugs that can happen which will hamper progress. You know what? Sure. I got a bug where accessing help gives me error. Well, good thing I don't need any help. All right. Let's take a look at this. So, the character model looks interesting. This style, I'm not quite sure what to call it, but it looks nice. The art itself, obviously, is really, really pretty. And I like the way that the UI kind of looks, you know, just like the general appearance of everything. Clean. Clean. I like the sprite work, too. So that's a good start. Sure. Yeah, let's go with the default name, because we're just trying this. Let's see what's up. Co-op doesn't let me use spirit summon. Well, I don't know any of these terms. We'll learn as we go. Now, we are not here for story stuff. I'm mostly here for the gameplay and to see if it's actually worth investing any real time into, because that's, to me at least, what's kind of important here. Okay, let's start with the basics. Ooh, okay. Auto homing for attacks. Okay. There we go. So you don't get iframes using special moves. Good to know. Okay, at least your skills have like a nice window for making sure they hit. So that's nice. In case you're not the best with 3D spaces. Okay, so I will say, it's the little things. Having this dialogue back and forth and seeing the character's face like actually animated, it's not like amazing, it's not jaw-dropping or anything new, it's just like, it's the little things. Oh, okay, hi. What are we doing here? Is this some kind of super move I get? Oh, this is the spirit summon, I'm assuming. Yes. Okay. So use skills and stuff, you get the charge, pop it, it's the big special skill. The worst part, it's not a bug. Each person has their own bugs. Weirdest tutorial role I've ever seen. This thing goes 3-star, but unlimited rerolls. That's an interesting decision. I'm not... What's the maximum rarity that you can get on the initial, like... Sorry, what's the rarity scale in this game? Is it 1 to 3 stars? Then you got to upgrade them to like 4 or 5, whatever. Does it have like a maximum of like 4 stars in the gacha? I don't know. I've yet to even look at the gacha for this game, so I have zero idea what I'm walking. And this is the perfect time to talk while we're waiting for the assets to download real fast here. The game's part of the Mana series, Legend of Mana. Yeah, so once I saw the title of Mana, I kind of assumed it was related to that IP, because it's a little weird otherwise. Okay, so 4 stars the max. So we get a, effectively, like, FGO's 4-star starter gacha roll instead of, like, an SSR. So that makes sense, okay. Because, yeah, if you could just re-roll the highest rarity unit over and over again in something like FGO, that'd be kind of silly. At the same time, though, that's also a much different game. I don't know. I still go back to my Crestoria review where I talked about it, and I'm still a big fan of being able to pick your first character. Not this, like, re-roll shit. No. Give me a list of characters. Let me pick them. Let me see what their skills and stuff are. Let me pick from this list. Don't play these crappy games of, oh, just keep hitting that reroll button, man. No. Let me pick my favorite. Let me start this game with what I want, and I'll be a happy boy. I'll tell you right now, it's not actually going to affect your bottom line. If I get to pick a character that I really, really, really like, and I start playing your game, and I go, wow, this is really fun. I didn't have to spend 16 hours re-rolling. Or, in the case of something like Dragalia Lost, oh, I didn't have to spend 3 days trying to re-roll to get what I wanted, and didn't get it, even though I was multi-boxing. Fuck you, Dragalia Lost. Anyways, letting me just start with something like that, I think is ideal, because if I find your game fun, I'll most likely try, I'll at least consider putting some money into it. But if I try it, and I have to sit here and re-roll forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and I don't get what I want, I'm just not going to play your game. And at the same time, most launch units get power creeped within the first couple of weeks anyways, so I just don't really see much of a point here in caring so much. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so let's see what's going 4-star, 2-star to 4-star, 3-star, all cap at 6-star, 4-star, 4-star max for gacha. That's a lot of stars. Okay, so gacha goes from 2-star to 4-star. 4-star is the maximum that you can get naturally. 3-star is what we get to reroll for, and everything can be upgraded to 6-star. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. You do get a free 4-star character off the hop from the event login for the game. So my question then, is it like you have to play for X amount of days to get that 4-star ticket? Or you get it like day one and can just start playing with that 4-star? Because if I have to log in for like 5 or 6 days before I get that 4-star, that's kind of shitty. Because if I pick a 4-star unit to start with because I like how they look and then I try them and they're like actually hot garbage, it's like, hey, you know what, I'll try a different, different 4-stars, see what's up. I have to wait 5 more days. Well, why? Oh, duffel. Put her in a duffel bag, call it a day. Alright. Okay, so I can change characters by smacking that. Still don't have access to the auto. Cool. Interesting. Oh, that was it? Okay. I was expecting a couple more maps so I could try that spirit summon thing. I noticed when I used my special move, my spirit gauge went up by a 1/3. I was kind of excited to see what would happen, because those are shiny. Login reward, day 1. It's not a pick ticket, but you can recreate, just delete your user data. Alright, good. That's acceptable then. Now, what I will say, it's been an excessively long time since I played any of the Mana series. So I truly don't really care about most of the characters in the terms of, oh, I really like this character, I remember their story or anything. It's just like, I'm mostly just here to see what's up. Yeah, sure. You know what? Let's take a look. Well, what's in the starting pool anyways? Hey, Kevin. What's up, buddy? Don't want you. Bye. Shallow. You're on the cover, and like most of the promo art. Okay, we'll go with you then. Okay, okay. Now, what do I think of the music? It's really like nothing outstanding yet. Alright. Treasure chest. Give me all that good stuff. Harvest. Okay, so they give you enough for 2 multi-rolls off the jump, which is nice. Okay, they really don't give you a lot of options here. Draw rates. Who do we have in this pool? So we have Shiloh, Popoy, Angela, Sumaris, and Duran. Alright, pop it and see what happens. Okay, so that's the animation. Cool. Okay, draw rates. What do we have in here? Wow. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Cool. So even though there's a bunch of them, you only can exchange for who's on the rate up then, eh? Interesting launch. Sure, I'll go for it. Alright, let's do my 2 beginner multis and then get this game rolling and see what's up. Okay, so far my account's a little skewed towards archers. Alright, let's do another and see what happens. The music's very generic feeling, I think is the best way to put it. That's definitely how I would put it. It's very generic feeling for this type of RPG. Not inherently bad, but it just doesn't have like that. What's the way to put it? It doesn't have that like really unique oomph. It is truly a jacked rabbit, you are correct. Alright, so, get that out of the way. Actually, let me double check here real quick. What's Spark? 300? 200? Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay. And what are the rates here? Dollars to gems. Oh boy. It's a lot of crap to instantly be slapped with. Okay. So, for 32 or 33 Canadian, you get another 4-star ticket of randomness and a bunch of crystals. Okay. Let's just take a look at this, because this is what matters. A multi-roll is 2,700, which would be this, and it's 33 bucks. Exchange rate wise, because of how the Canadian dollar is right now, that's more or less average. So, okay, they ain't gouging. I've seen some mobile games where they charge like 45 bucks for a single multi, and it's like, Hey, Alan, what's up? Okay, well, let's set up our party here real quick, and then get crack-a-lack and try out some more of this game. Recommended. Let's just go for that. Alright, so we got my 4-star, all these 3 stars. Cool. I guess Swole Rabbit is, okay. Quest. Alright, let's try out this game for real, instead of, you know, tutorials. Now, the only issue that I really have with, I think, pursuing this game long-term is I'm not a huge fan of the IP. I don't mean the IP is bad. I just mean that it's not something that I've really been invested in, right? So, one thing that typically keeps me going through mobile games is either it's a new IP, so I don't have any kind of baggage, I guess, to catch up on with previous entries or anything, which is nice, you know, being able to just pick up and play something without having to worry about, you know, 45 games, 13 years, all this other crap that, you know, you'll run into with bigger, more established franchises. That's cool. As you complete stages, it, like, fills out that little image. It's cute. So with the Of Mana series, like, it's so vague to me, that, and it's like an established IP, as I guess it's established, is technically, does exist, it's just not big. Anyways, I just don't really have much of a vested interest in the IP itself, so let's just put that on full auto, so I can chat while this goes. So when it comes to, like, playing this game long term, it's kind of, I would have to kind of go back and probably read up on the characters and some of the lore and stuff, because there's most likely going to be some form of burden of knowledge involved with some of the content, which makes sense. You know, if you have an established IP, you would assume that when people come in, they have some basic comprehension. I saw this alternate path, so attack it, and I get candy. Of course I do. So that's good to know, though, as full auto won't find you treasure chests. Yeah. It's why sometimes when I pick up a new mobile game, it's nice for it to be like some brand new IP or something, just because then I don't have to worry about any external sources or anything. I don't have to worry about, okay, that was an interesting set of noises. I don't have to worry about any kind of lore baggage. I don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff, which is nice in a way. Yeah. So I'll see how I feel about this after probably, what, I've been here for 20 minutes. Give it an hour, see if it sticks or not. See if it's something that I go, yeah, this is pretty nice. But so far it feels pretty generic, if anything. I'm not the biggest fan of this style of combat system, but I will say, so far, it's pretty smooth. The UI is snappy. It is thematic, you know, based on the game, the IP, and everything. Oh, nice. You get a good amount of spirit crystals for clearing content. Okay. Okay. So the map art so far is really nice. I like the way that they did the art for these. Overall, so far, the UI feels... Oh, okay. I got a candy. Right. Used it. Anyways, so far the UI feels really nice. It's quick, responsive, like I said, thematic. It's pretty easy to kind of understand how the UI is working. The buttons for this, when I was in the tutorial, didn't feel that bad. So that changes to your inventory, use an item, and then back to battle. Cool. Okay, so they do have a lot of nice little mobility options in there. Cool. They tied the maximum amount of friends you have to your player level. Why? I still have yet to hear a good reason as to why games do that. They limit how many friends you can have based on your account level. Why? It's in the same vein to me as the games that have, like, for example, Fate Grand Order. You have a cost limit for how your party and stuff, right? And as you level up, your party cost, your cap increases. It allows you to field more powerful characters more often. To me, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. In terms of gameplay, sure, low-level players can't just pack a whole bunch of SSR and steamroll through stuff. But, like, if they have the stuff, let them use it. That's kind of my energy on that one there. Friends make even less sense. Alright, so we unlocked some kind of new feature. What did we get? Ah! Effectively pinboards. Cool. So I need to upgrade a memory gem. Okay. Alright, so it's just play. Cool. Now let's try to upgrade one of those spirit gem crystal thingies. Yeah, memory gem, that's it. Oh, I got a 4-star one. Sneaky. And I guess that's from the story? Can I get a full screen piece of it? Oh yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's, I guess, rebuild my party real quick here. Okay, no, Sherry has the 4-star. Cool. It has gear. Okay. I mentioned it before. I've never been a huge fan of, like, gear and equipment style mobile games. I've always found them very... I don't want to say grindy because all mobile games are grindy, but, like, it's a bad type of grind. Because, like, if you played Dragalia Lost, if you played, what are some popular ones that have gear? Honestly, I know their names, I just brain not worky too early in the morning. Anyways, when you've played games that have equipment grinds and stuff, oh, Alchemist Code. I guess that's not like super popular or anything, but another game that had equipment and gear you had to farm. It creates a grind cycle that's just, to me anyways, not very rewarding. Princess Connect even. You not only have to worry about typically improving your character, getting character duplicates, increasing their skill levels, and all these things, but then you also have to worry about their gear, getting extra gear dupes perhaps so you can increase its level limit, investing into your weapons. It just adds another cycle of grind that I think doesn't need to be there. It can add a lot to the game if done properly, because all of a sudden you can have characters synergize with certain weapons for certain things. So you could have a character specializing in, like a DPS, right? You could give them gear that increases their crit by a bunch, and they're suddenly a crit beast, right? And then you change it around, and now they do true damage, or they just do flat damage, right? Stuff like that. And it allows for some really interesting combinations, but I've never found a game do it and not be completely obnoxious with the gear. So I have yet to find a game that felt fun to farm gear in and didn't just feel like a really crappy game loop. Genshin is a perfect example, actually. Yeah. Thanks, Mana. Like, oh, hold on a sec. Sorry, I did bleed a little bit. I had a little gouge on my toe yesterday. I had to put a bandage on it. Anyways, back to what we were doing here. Let's get the next map going while I talk. FGO's cost limit still matters since you have to build around your cost. You want 5 a lot for servants and full 5 servants. So like FGO had its cost system, which makes sense in a very small scale. So when you hit end game, yeah, they don't want you just running 5-star servants with 5-star CEs and steamrolling pretty much everything. Fair. But why, as a brand new player to the game, can I not field 3 SSR characters that I lucked out with in the gacha? Why can I only field one of them? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why do I have to pick and choose? Right, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's just like really arbitrary feeling limits for this kind of crap. If they had new players have the same cap as someone that's at rank, you know, like 140, 150, no problem. Sure, I don't care. It means that if a player got really lucky in the gacha, you know, you roll a couple of kaleidoscopes, you got yourself a couple of really good SSR characters off the jump, you can just use them, try them, see how they work and interact with each other, and have fun playing with your new stuff. But no, because FGO decides to just arbitrarily cap how much you can field at once, you can't do that. And you just have to decide which of your SSRs you want to try out. Right? And to me, that's stupid. it's asinine, frankly. Right? I can understand why the cost limit's there for end game content. But actually, no, I don't anymore, because we're able to clear content even with that limit piss easily. It's completely worthless now. It's a metric that existed, you know, made sense before Merlin, but after that, it's just why. Anyways, Genshin Impact for equipment, great example. Like, the issue I have with Genshin Impact's equipment is that the best weapons are effectively gacha locked for characters, and on top of that, it's a mono weapon kind of system. You get the character's effective signature weapon, and that's it. You're done, right? You just have to keep getting more dupes for it. You just have to keep improving it and upgrading it. Did you not get lucky on the weapon gacha? Well, sucks to suck. Your character will just never be the potentially best it can be, right? And that's ignoring, you know, the typical, you know, dupes and stuff like that. Just weapons alone. Right? I'm not quite sure about how important it is with Genshin in particular, because I stopped playing it relatively early on, in terms of its total life cycle. But like, oh, put me to sleep. That's interesting. That sprite work looks really nice. Anyways, like, I know that there are some games where you can make do without signature weapons and the character is still good, like Punishing Grey Raven, for example, and the signature weapon just builds on their strength. But to my knowledge, from what I've seen some people talking about, some characters are legitimately just not good until they get their signature weapon, right? Like, they're usable because of their raw stats and the numbers they bring to the table, but without their signature weapon, it's an uphill battle. And that's kind of my big issue with a lot of the gear games as well, is beyond the grind is there's like a meta for every character, and without you getting the best weapon for them, they're just not good, or the game is or the character is built around them getting their signature weapon to really shine. It makes sense if it's an event character where you can farm their weapon or their equipment and stuff, so it's kind of expected that you're going to get the character from the event and then their weapon as well through playing it. Sure, that makes sense. But when you start locking this stuff behind gacha, or even worse, ridiculous grinding, you know, like for Grand Blue Fantasy, right? Same idea there, same kind of energy. There are some weapons that are really, really good that you have to grind for. And as much as I hate the grind sometimes in Grand Blue, because it can be really over the top for stuff, at the same time, while you're farming for something, you're going to get a lot of mats for other stuff. Not that that really forgives it, but yeah, I don't know. I find equipment in gacha games just be hard dodge. That sheep looks like the combined food with Apollo. Oh yeah, the little menu sheep that they have here, the little mascot sheep. Yeah, I really, really like the sprite work here. Like this is some actual, like, really, really clean sprite work, and I'm a huge fan of it. This is like... Oh, hey, my character's getting kind of low. I think I need to go back and improve them a little bit. Alright, let's see what happens when I use this. Nice. It also teaches you to manage your units in CE combination early on. See, I don't see that as being a big deal. Because when you're a brand new player in FGO and you have that cost limit, sure, you learn a little bit about how to, you know, effectively manage your cost, but it impacts on the overall fun that a new player gets if they're really lucky in the gacha. You can always learn later on how to manage your numbers, right? Like, you gotta remember the way the cost system works. You can field 3 SSRs on the front line, 3 5-star Cs on the front line, and you're at what, like 86 or something out of the cap of 113 or whatever it is, 112, 113. So or 114, whatever. You can still teach a player how to properly manage their CEs and stuff early on too. Because remember, with an event, we're going to get 5-star craft essences, we're going to get 4-star craft essences, right? You're going to have 4-star welfares, most likely some 5-stars as well, right? You're going to learn the first event you play how to manage your cost. It's not something you have to wait until Lost Belt to learn, right? I understand your point of view in that it is important in Fate Grand Order to know how to manage your cost expectations, but it falls apart when you realize literally every event gives you craft essences to mix and match with to run nodes. You are going to learn how to manage your cost, whether you want to or not. And there's nothing you can do about that if you want to play the game, right? It's not like you need a low cost limit at the beginning to learn that. Perhaps they keep it at a low number for the first 20, 30 ranks or something, and then just crank it up to max once you pass that fake tutorial or whatever, you know, this imposed tutorial, right? Sure, that makes sense. But, like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense otherwise. I could have steamrolled Cernos. I've never had a limitation to whatever I want to field. Yeah, so I'm not saying removed cost limits in FGO. It'd be interesting, but yes, it would be silly to just be able to field 5-star servants and craft essences and steamroll stuff. But I'm just saying, don't have this like arbitrary cost limit for newer players. That's really my big concern, right? Like, I'm playing this. As I rank up, I'm unlocking more friends. Why is there a cap to how many friends I can have? I don't understand the reason for this. And that's why I started talking about FGO's caps, right? It just doesn't make any sense, right? In a total friends list makes sense because you don't want the player to have a unlimited amount of friends. That's how you absolutely ruin your database, among other stuff. But why is there a limit that increases as I level? What is the purpose behind this? Why are you limiting how many people I can be friends with in your game? That just seems counterintuitive to a social platform, right? It's just fucking weird, right? And that's why I was talking about FGO's costs, is it feels very arbitrary to have a low-level player not be able to use their stuff. You know, why can I only use one SSR when I'm a brand new player? Why can't I use 3? It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because I could have 3 level 1 SSRs and it means nothing, right? Or I could have 1 level 80 SSR and that means a lot early on, right? Why arbitrarily just limit how many things I can field? To me, that's just stupid. Friends equal crystals for now. Have X friends get crystals. Again, it's arbitrary. Why? What is the why? It's just so stupid. Like, it's not really a reason. The Grand Chase mobile game is hellish for gear. Everyone was like tier 36 raid gear. Oh my god. Oh, never. I've heard of the Grand Chase IP, and that's no. Right Flyer Studios does amazing work with 2D sprites. That's good. That's good. I will say, like, out of all of the mobile games that I have played, I think this probably has the best sprite work. Like, you know, Fate should take a couple of pages out of this game's book. Like, these are some absolutely clean sprites. The map art's a little bit on the low poly side when you compare it to the character models. It's actually kind of funny. If you look at the character models on these maps, it's like looking at a 480p image that's like zoomed in a bunch, and you have a 1080p image that like shrunk down a little bit to fit. It's just so weird. I know more people who suffer because they steamroll things until they hit the wall and they get frustrated. They don't like the games too early on. Yeah, and you know what I have to say for those kind of people? Get good. If the only reason you're enjoying playing a game is because you're absolutely steamrolling it, you're not there for the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it, right? It's actually funny and contextually, it's the same as that dude that's being dumped on right now by some of the gaming sphere. What's it, Quantum TV or whatever? Effectively, it boiled down to, I don't like Dark Souls, or I don't like Elden Ring because it's too difficult for me, and I'm really butthurt about it, so I'm going to make a review slandering it, and it went from there. But, like, it's that same energy of, like, if you're not good at something, right, it's not for you, and that's fine. Right, you want to play a mobile game and it's kicking your ass, you have 2 options: get good or stop playing. That's pretty much it, right? And I don't think that's a bad thing. Not every game is meant for everyone, right? Like, I don't play the Alchemist Code. I got tired of its shard system and its equipment. As much as I love the artwork, I love the battle style, right? The combat was for me, the gacha wasn't. Sure. And then there's some games where the opposite is true. There's some games where I really, really like the gacha system. I think it's extremely friendly, like Azure Lane. But holy hell, I cannot deal with the combat system. It is boring, it is slow, it is just not fun. And I think that's, you know, that's fine, right? So if someone plays FGO and they can field all of their characters, and then they find their ass getting pushed in later because, you know, they weren't ready for the challenge or whatever, that's fine, right? Like, I don't think inherently it's I gotta remember too, right? Even if you have players slowly learn and get better because of cost limits or whatever, right? And they get to Lost Belt, what was it? Lost Belt 3, 4, whatever had some of those like really difficult bosses, they're gonna get shit stomped by those. You're like, it's all it is. You either steamroll it by using meta units, or you get good, or you're just gonna hit a wall. And I don't think removing cost is going to change those core things with Fate Grand Order, right? It's not a super easy game unless you use St. Quartz to buy your way through challenges, right? Sure, you know, if you want to do it that way, do it. I know I've done it before. Like, I didn't want to fight certain bosses. I have other things to do with my life than, you know, sit here and play a mobile game forever. I should level up my characters because they're not doing as much damage as they used to. I'm going to go back and grind a little bit. Oh, hey, perfect. The home button. But, like, yeah, I don't know. It can be difficult sometimes to, like, really vocalize all of the issues that I have with stuff because there's just a lot to talk about sometimes, and condensing it down into really small and easy to consume thoughts can be pretty difficult to do. And it's like, I find that I've talked about it before too. A lot of games have very, very arbitrary limitations, and it just, to me, it's never really made a lot of sense. Wait, why can't I guess I have to clear it first. That makes sense. It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me when there's just arbitrary limitations and stuff, right? Like, or arbitrary decisions in general, I think is the best way to put it. Like, okay, punishing Grey Raven right now. We have an event happening where every day I have to hop on, I have to burn my stamina on an event mission and play it for, you know, 45 seconds, burn all of my stamina on it, then use some pots, do it again. Now, what's weird to me is we already have other nodes that we can farm when events aren't happening, which really rare because events are pretty much back to back, that has an auto clear function. I have beaten the mission, no one died, you know, whatever the requirements are to, you know, 3-star it, and I can just auto clear the whole thing. And I don't have to sit there and fight a low level mission and kill everything, right? Why is it that the event doesn't let me do that, but this grind node does? Why is this arbitrary decision there? Why do I have to grind this one super easy map and I get to skip on another one, right? I would understand if they were like high-end difficulty maps or something, but these are maps meant to be farmed practically AFK. What's with the limitation on that, right? FGO, same deal there. Why the hell do we not have auto clear yet? What is with this arbitrary, yeah, you gotta farm, you gotta grind? Why? Like, what is the purpose behind this? I don't want to have to sit there and play through 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, farming runs. Why should I have to? I can 3-turn them. I literally just, you know, K-scope and just maul them. Why do I have to sit there and manually play them all? Design decision? Sure, but give me the choice to clear it if I have other stuff I want to do, right? Friend limits. Why are friend limits a thing? That I understand in terms of an absolute cap, sure. But I mean in the sense of, like, at max level, you can have 60 friends, but when you start, you can only have 10. Why? What is with this arbitrary decision for it? Like, do you have a good reason? Like, what's the point? In this game, you know, oh, you get crystals if you get friends. Okay, why is that tied together? Why can I have a limited amount of friends? Why is this all tied? Like, what prompted that decision? You know what? I actually don't want to know. So, yeah. Now, let's see here. Okay, daily training quest. Oh. Okay, let's do this. Let's do the easy one. Yeah. Grand Chase is on like Alteration 3.0 for characters to put in GBN terms. You have base 6-star max, Transcended and Beef, then Awakened and Maxed Out. And now the Chaser's soul at the board. That sounds just terrible, Knight. Wow. Xant won the gacha god is this game. Hey Ria, so this is Echoes of Mana. It just came out like a couple of days ago or something apparently, or like really recently. It's based on the Of Mana IP. As you can see, it's a side-scrolling RPG. It's got really nice sprite work, but as I was mentioning, like, the characters look absolutely mint, but the backgrounds look like they're like zoomed in, you know? So you got like slightly grainy background and backdrops and stuff, but the characters look so clean. It's really weird. Is this game any good? So that's kind of what I'm here trying. I want to see how, not easy, but how I effectively want to test the UX of this, the user experience. I want to see as someone that, you know, just brand new, picked up this game and trying it out. I want to, how easy is it for me to play, progress, figure out the systems? How enjoyable is it? Do I enjoy the general combat feel, the look, and all of these things? And so far, it's a pretty positive impression. The game runs extremely smooth, as you guys can see. This is running at, it looks like on my phone, 60 FPS. On my stream, it looks like it's running at the same, well, it looks like 30, I think, more on the stream than on my phone. But I think that's just a limitation of my cable, because I've noticed other things that I've tried streaming having that same concern. But it's clean, plays really smooth so far. There's lots of, what's the word? It feels like there's a lot of IP true things in here so far. They've paid attention to character designs, they've paid attention to the general feel, so the UI kind of reflects the game. Yeah, I'm still kind of on the fence about how I feel about the battle system itself, but I'm also not the biggest fan of this kind of battle system. I've mentioned this before. I'm much more a fan of like turn-based style RPGs than I am live combat. But I don't mind live combat RPGs, like I've played them in the past. It's just not my favorite. But so far, this doesn't seem that bad. The gacha rates are okay. You know, they're nothing jaw-dropping. They're more or less standard. The cost for a 10 roll is more or less standard, so it's not like they're trying some weird hard gouging or anything. Yeah. I wish the starting pool of characters had a little bit more oomph behind it, I guess. But I get, if you're a fan of the Mana franchise, maybe this list of characters you start with is really, really good. You know, really popular characters. But it's been so long since I really played a Mana title that I can't remember most, if any, of the characters at all. So to me, it's just, it feels lackluster. But I'm not sure if that's a me limitation, because I don't really know the IP, or if it's actually game limitation. And that comes into a point I brought up earlier, where I like playing games that don't have an established IP yet, because it means less kind of burden of knowledge going into it. So I'm not gonna lie, I like the background that way. My eyes focus around the characters and actions more. So I understand your point of view on that, but when it comes to this kind of game, I don't think having such a jarring difference in graphics quality is a good thing. Like, you gotta understand, there are other games I've played where the backgrounds are just as beautiful as the character models, you know, like Punishing Grey Raven. And I don't get distracted by the backgrounds. Yes, they're nice there as a backdrop, and you can, you know, kind of take a moment and just look at it, take it in a little bit, but it doesn't ever distract me from the gameplay, right? Even Genshin Impact, right? You could argue that the backdrop is one of the main draws of the game, but does that really pull you away from the combat? Maybe for a couple of seconds when you first see it, you go, oh wow, this is really, really cool. And then you just focus on the battle, you focus on your character and what you're fighting, and you just go at it, right? So it does make your characters pop more when you have a very crisp character model, but the background's a little blurrier. It's the same concept as why we have, you know, when you're taking a photo of a person, you want to have the background just slightly blurred, make them the focus, right? They're the meat of this dish. You gotta bring them in and make them pop, right? That makes sense. But I find that, at least for me, no matter the game I've played, I've never really found the background to be so distracting, even if it looks absolutely dope. Now, if it was reversed and the backgrounds were absolutely crisp, but the characters were really, you know, buggy, zoomed in, and grainy, okay, yeah, I can see that being a little distracting, but it would be for a different reason. The system is RPS as usual, but to unlock skills, you had to have copies. The game looks super clean. Imagine remembering the strength. You know, okay. Thinking IPs, why does Legend of Heroes not have a good mobile game yet? Come on. Come on. Give me a good reason. Tell me why the Haha doesn't have his own game yet. Now, is there a limit? Yes. Okay, so you get 3 daily training quest runs. Cool. That makes sense. Okay. So, let's see here. Allies. Alright, let's make you big strong. Yeah. Look at you. You are the carry now. Yeah, sure. So what is this? Ooh. Okay, cool. Okay, so that gives me +1 unleash, gives me some extra numbers and stuff. Okay.
I don't know, but I found these results.
Okay, Google. Stop. What even triggered you? What? Okay. Got such good sprite work. Damn, man. So I can use you for ascending allies. Use allies of the same rarity to raise the level cap and unlock a new mana board. Okay. Well, let's take a look at you. What do I need? Sulfid copper. Okay. So it's elemental based. Okay, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Can you check your settings? Yeah, sure. Options. Alright, so let's do that. Set text to immediate. It's kind of amazing that I'm not even on max settings. I don't care about full stamina notifications. No ad tracking. Good. By default, that's off. I'm actually quite okay with that. Okay. Okay, let's go take a look at some of... Huh. I didn't realize this was dynamic. Okay. Training. So we'll do Zephyr Altar. Apparently the Lucre Daily mission is horrible, better run the memory. I don't care about min-maxing. I'm just here to check the game out. But good to know for anyone that wants to play the game long-term, I guess. Training quests have their own energy, whereas story event tower use yellow. Hey, Renoga, what's up, man? Okay. Nice. Alright, so I'm going to sit here for a few minutes, grind up some of these materials, and see how much we can improve our main damage dealer here that we're investing into. I want to see how easy it is to get a character up to a really respectable amount of strength quickly. Because that's typically important for these types of mobile games, is you invest in one character, get them big, strong, and then they carry everyone else to victory. And it works pretty well. So out of all the things I've kind of paid attention to, I should probably start listening to the actual music itself. Because at the beginning, like I said, I felt it very generic for this genre, and I didn't feel it very impactful. And even now, listening to the background music for, like, these stages, it just sounds... No, it's just... I don't know, I don't like the music. It just sounds so basic, I guess is the way to put it. There's nothing that hooks me in. It's not like when I played Reincarnation, which had that very telltale near feeling to it. It's not like Fate Grand Order with its, you know, epic orchestrals going on or anything. You know, it's not memorable. Right, like there are some games where when I finish playing, I hum the music to because it's just something I remember. This game, I feel like once I turn it off and, you know, play something else, I'm gonna completely forget all of the music in this. And I think that's a really good sign of something that's like good music, is when you find yourself like humming it outside of the game, or you're just like doing something, like, I want to listen to some music, and your brain just goes like, hey man, listen to that OST though, shit's dope. Weekend cleaning, boring stuff. Ah! Alright, Renoga, good to know that you have me on to alleviate your boredom. Really makes me feel good about that, you frick. Event VH co-op farming is not really easy to reach. Mass of the Dead, finally a playable game now. What was Mass of the Dead again? Overlord, right. Did they actually fix that game? Because I remember trying it on launch, and it was super just snooze mode, man. Like, it's a shame. I love the Overlord IP, and having a fully, like, fledged game for that, even though it's mobile, would have been nice. But when I played it, it just felt really crappy. It didn't feel optimized. It just wasn't really a good experience. If they fixed it all, that's really good, but I think that's a little, like, too little too late. Game's like, what, 2 years old now or something? Like, don't get me wrong, it's really good that they did eventually go and fix it, but there does come a point where it's, like, too little too late, dude. Like, that ship has sailed. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, why is the character's name just Girl? That seems so lame. I was like, oh, it's the alternate player character. Okay. Oh, I have enough for another multi. Didn't GL get shut down? For Overlord? Potentially, I don't know. Again, I played it very briefly when it launched, and it was really a case of like, wow, this is just terrible, and I stopped playing it. But, yeah, you know, I understand that a lot of the time the devs don't have a ton of control over, like, release schedules and stuff, because, like, you know, they're kind of beholden to the people that pay the bills, but there's gotta come a point where, like, you try it and you're like, this is just bad, this won't do well, we need to fix this. And the people that, like, push it out the door, I get it, you want to make your money back, but releasing a buggy, broken mess will not make you your money back. You are at a net loss at that point. Oh, another archer. Nice. Alright, let's go check out my character and see what I can upgrade now in the attack tree. The best offense is a good offense. Not this defense crap. Alright, so go to the sword tree. Strength plus 30. Yeah. Strength plus 30. Yeah. Another strength plus 30 needs... Is that gold? Is that what that is? I don't know, because it won't let me see. Sylphid gold. Okay. So that's probably unlocked the next tier up. With that, let us do some constitution, which I'm assuming is going to be defense related. Int, spirit, luck, HP, MP. Alright, let's do luck. Luck of the Irish, let's go. Alright. So now this character's got a bunch of extra... Actually, I'm curious. What's its actual stat distribution right now? Strength is 296? Wow, so those strength nodes I invested into added a lot of go-go juice, because it would have been like 230 something, adding the 60 from that strength boost. So that is a lot of oomph added. Alright, back to Zephyr. Let's try the easy 2. Let's see what happens in here. Alright, it's not trash anymore. Core game's still the same, but it's optimized now. Yeah? That's good, though. I hope that the studio that worked on Mass of the Dead takes this knowledge into the next game they make, so that when they release it, it's a functioning game from the get-go and not a buggy shitstorm. That's the dream, right? This game has a stamina pot usage. Why? What's the dumbest term? Oh, okay, good talk. The game has a stamina pot usage limit, and they plan to remove it. That is so ridiculous. Why? Why even implement that in the first place? Put what away? Yeah? Okay. Interesting. Again, so mana, this really feeds back into my like arbitrary decisions thing I was talking about, right? Like what is the point of limiting the amount of stamina pots you can use. What's the point? What does it accomplish? What does it achieve? Like, keep people from running out of content? You shouldn't. Okay, how to put this nicely? If your game has so little content on launch that stamina pots will let people finish everything by the time you unlock or put in more content, you're doing something wrong. If just using stamina pots and refills within the first little bit of the game, like within the first couple of weeks, I'm able to max out all my characters and everything, nah, then you've fucked up. Like, that's not. What are you partially T-posing for? Well, you don't have any guns, and this ain't a spaghetti western. You're shit out of luck.
You give Sandra the leftover chicken, you go with that, and I'm gonna make that gnocchi.
Yeah, sure, that works. Yeah, I was gonna use the left. I'll probably make some like egg fried stir-fried rice later or something.
Yeah, I know you can do that.
Because you got a shitload of rice, so it's okay. I'll survive the chicken.
Yeah, make that stir-fried rice. I'll make that gnocchi.
Yeah, sure. I'll probably make it for late-ish lunch then. The usage limit doesn't have a counter. I imagine that they probably never planned for it to be there. Crystal pots are still an option, but the goal is to force people to use crystals to pot. That's just rude. Okay, so let me get this straight. There's two types of pots, I guess. You have the stamina pots, which you get through playing the game or logins, whatever. And then you have crystal pots, which is effectively spend crystals and refill stamina. What they've done is they've put a hard limit on stamina pot usage, but you can use unlimited crystal pots. Look, I don't want to come out of the gate with a ton of negativity, but that's not just a decision that accidentally slips through. Even if they say, oh yeah, we'll remove it later, guys, we promise. Like, I'm sorry, you really don't have my vote of confidence in this one, Chief. Someone, somewhere, made the active decision that that was the way to go, is to limit how much your user base can play by limiting the amount of stamina potions that they can use. And if they want to continue playing your game, they have to use the gacha currency or shell out real money. I'm sorry, that's not okay. That just doesn't make any fucking sense, frankly. What does that even accomplish besides trying to bait people into spending money? That's just, man. But yeah, like I was saying, if your game has so little content that the only way you can keep it going is by not letting players, like, play your game, it's not a good look, man. I don't actually remember the last time I saw a game that actually didn't want you to play it. At least nothing that was like a California test bed or something. They were trying some crazy idea out. I don't know. Well, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. Like, the game is still there. It's playable. It's just... This is weird, man. It's just so weird. Alright. Yeah, Genshin suffers from the same stamina problems, and I had a lot of choice words when I kind of hit that resin wall with that game too. It's just so stupid, frankly. Alright, let's increase HP. Alright. And there, I've unlocked everything I can for that character for now. It had a scaling refill system that resets each day, but the scaling goes through the roof. If you're talking Genshin and resin, it was just... It just wasn't really well done, in my opinion. Alright, cool. Give me all those rewards. Yeah. New bingo missions. So I need to raise memory gem levels. 2 of them to level 10. And clear chapter 2. Okay. I can do that. Yeah, but Pokemon Masters gave us a really good reason as to why you should always have stamina systems in your games. If you guys remember with that game, it was kind of a shit fest. You would grind for a ridiculous amount of time to accomplish anything, and it effectively boiled down to you pretty much had to play the game almost 24/7 to actually accomplish stuff. But because there was no stamina, it really was a, you know, play whenever you kind of felt like it move. But there's obvious trade-offs to that. So I don't think we should just straight up like abolish stamina systems. I just feel like when you start putting hard limitations on it, like stamina pot refills and stuff, it's kind of like, why? Like, if I want to play your game, I should be able to just sit down and play it. Right? Grand Blue went crazy in the opposite direction, where they just throw refill items at you, and it's like, oh, you want to play? Yeah, you can play really whenever you want, even though you run out of stamina really quickly. You know, you host like one high-end raid, there goes 90 of your stamina, and you only have like 50 left or something, but you have, you know, 40,000 stamina refill pots, so who cares? So there's got to be a healthy balance in there somewhere. Near Reincarnation. I didn't play that game long enough to really run into stamina issues or stuff. It was very, very brief and muted, honestly, my experience with that game. It was fun. It sounded beautiful. It was a good experience, but it wasn't something that I was gonna sit down and keep playing. It just didn't really do it for me. Alright, let's try to finish this map with 3 diamonds. Sinnoalis's stamina system was very interesting. Their cleaning was a very interesting implementation of stuff. But like, kind of ran into the same problem. Right? I'd burn through event missions with skip tickets or something, do the cleaning, refill, and oi. Ridiculous. I don't know. Sinnoalis's stamina refill, the cleaning, was a very interesting way to go about things, but I find that making your stamina refill skill-based is kind of cheeky, because it means if you're really good at this minigame that has nothing to do with the core game mechanics outside of like Coliseum, you're going to get more stamina than someone that's not good at it, which is kind of stupid, I think. Everyone should get the same amount in terms of their level. Right? I'm not going to say the same amount because everyone has different stamina caps, and it's kind of what cleaning was all about. Filling past a certain point, but I don't know, it's just, it was weird, man. Hey, Eric's. Not much, you know, just trying a new mobile game, seeing what's up. Hold up. What's up here? Probably have to use an archer or something, but I am also too lazy. Incarnation's the same way, you buy the pods. No, man, I never played Sinnoalis. I don't know what you're talking about. Our crew didn't rank, you know, top, what? It was top 5 in time slot or whatever. It was never there. Yeah. I actually don't know what game has my favorite stamina system. Let's see. Don't like FGO. GBM is passable, but that's just because the amount of items we get sometimes to refill. Azure Lane and GFL and that oil system is a no thanks. EGR is not good. Very limiting. Don't like Grand Blues. I don't think that there's really any stamina systems I like. I just put up with them, I guess. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of people in here I didn't expect to show up, so it's interesting. Genshin is the best stamina system. End yourself, Rhea. Not allowed. Actually, I think Luminaria is a really good example. That's a good point, Renoga. So, I talked about Pokemon Masters before, where there was no stamina limit, and the issue with that was there was just almost infinite grinding. Luminaria doesn't have a stamina system at all. You can just play the game when you want. Its primary use of like playing is through raids, because that's how you get a lot of materials, that's how you get attachment cosmetics, and a bunch of other stuff. But at the same time, it doesn't demand a crap load of grinding if you want to accomplish something, other than raids. If you just want to experience the story content, then you just play it, and you know, that's it. You don't have to worry about stamina limits or anything. You want to play with your friends? Sure, just hop in raid and make a party and go. No stamina limits means you can just keep playing, and yeah. Obviously, there's a couple of downsides. We still don't have a way to farm Gald, so if you want to create a bunch of food so that, you know, you can heal yourself while fighting, you're gonna have to do a little bit of grinding. But honestly, that's not that bad of a trade-off, all things considered. You can level up your characters as you want to through the level up camps. You can do all the story content whenever. I think I'm like 12 chapters behind now or something. I haven't played Lumi in a while. I got a lot of catching up to do. Pokemon Masters has a stamina system now, but it has auto-clear tickets. Yeah, no, I'm talking way back when it launched, and it had no stamina or anything, and you literally just had a no-life grind. That's what I'm talking about, is that original launch cycle for the game. Because that's when I really, like, tried to get into it, because I liked the IP, but the game was just not well made at the time. It's definitely gone through a really good correctional course now, and it's a very comfortable, casual game. So, yeah, but again, it's much like Mass of the Dead. It just took too long, I think, to get there. It's kind of carried purely by the IP. If it wasn't a Pokemon IP, it would have died. Much like Pokemon Go, same idea there. Like, it's a neat concept, but it wasn't well executed, and the IP purely carried it. You need to catch up, get your gems ready for Laplace. Yeah, you know what? I'll worry about farming up for Laplace when I see her episode 2 costume. That'll give me the drive I need to actually sit down and spend the most likely 14 hours I need to catch up to all the Luminaria stuff I've missed. Or not missed, but not done. Yeah, I need to set up my burst team for dirt for the upcoming Guild War. I need 2 more Galleon jaw drops. Oh, we finally get into the gear, eh? Alright, what do we got? So let's see if I can do that Ascension. Oh wait, I'm still in the gear. Alright. So I need 4 more of those little motherfuckers, right? Interesting. Okay. Well, chapter 2 cleared, it seems. Let's go claim my bingo board stuff. If you have the same grid I do, 1 Jaw, 1 Alex Axe, and probably Uriel will get you 0 button with SL not. Yo, send me a photo of your grid then, bud, because I'd like to know if I can 0 button, because that would be the dream. I thought I was going to be able to 0 button light, but I was just not strong enough, and it makes me just colossally sad. But with me needing to 40 box every Guild War at this point, yeah, it's going to be a special type of hell. Alright, bingo board, let's go. Oh, hey, that's a lot of improvement materials. Why Logitech keyboards make me double type? Maybe you should work on that. Get good. Alright, so I need more copper. Yeah, I effectively have the same grid that you do. Perfect. Good. 0 button, here I come. And is it Uriel main summon slot? Like, what am I looking for there with summons? So these are the new player bingo boards. I'm curious. So what is this, anyways? Not helpful. You know, let's go check out her character page. Maybe it's something specific for her, some kind of newbie character. Your mug. Yo, is that Noki?
Ganokiki.
Sweet. That shit's so good. Thanks. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You need cap, so sub summon. Alright, good to know. Alright. So she has to reach level cap first. Wow. That's going to be a pain in the arse. I got to get a lot of XP items then. Okay. Okay. Well, I need XP things. Let's see if I can find XP things. So yeah, right? That's completely toast. Let's go back to the Zephyr one really quick. Because I need some more copper. Let's finish this brunch while I watch this. Don't forget to unleash her because you have 2 character sprite icons for. I don't know what that means. I'll take a look after this, though. Yeah, so how does Lyria work anyways in your setup? If it's a 0 button, where are you getting your CB from? Is this like a strike time 0 CB setup or what? Okay. Wait, but how the f does SL not work? Clearly, I have no idea what she's doing. Tier list. Summer Ilnot. What was I gonna do here again? Right. Now. Ah, okay. Because these are specifically for her. Okay, I get it. Reach required level. See, I don't know what the required level is here, though, because it doesn't actually tell you. So, going to just assume. Character bonds, eh? Is this free real estate? Truly is free real estate. Excellent. Ah, okay. So you get a Huanglong support Uriel primary, and that gives you the 100% CB on everybody. That's dirty. I love it. Some or ill not, truly the have versus have-nots of this upcoming Guild War. Okay. What to make of this game, though? It's got normal, can't unlock card yet. Wait, don't need Uriel? I thought you said I needed Uriel. You're confusing me. I thought the Euro was for Cap. Erks, you're confusing me. I'm easily confused. I'm gonna get enough crystals for one more multi, and then I'm gonna auto venture on the farming node for the sylph crystals, and then when I bottom out on stamina, I think that's when I'll call this little impression slash review. Okay, it looks so nice. Uriel sub aura. Okay. Oh yeah, Renoga, don't forget to hit me up if you want to get those game codes for Grand Blue. I still got them. Easy start. Alright, so clearing this map will give me the last little bit I need for that final multi, and then I can go burn the rest of my stamina getting upgrade materials. Go from there. I need to figure out a source for XP tomes, though. Clearly I've missed the location for those. Alright, Rudy, talk to you later, bud. Yeah, I'm pretty much waiting for reset to go through the full dirt cycle again. Wait, are you running RB or... Yeah, you're running RB for that. I think I'll try Kengo. Kengo Dirt sounds fun. Kengo everything sounds fun. I'll just craft a Kanashiro today. Or unsigned Kanashige or whatever it is. Good. Got exactly enough. Let's go. Okay, harvest. Defino multi-roll. Let's go. Polka tree. Wow, that is a crappy looking roll. Okay, so quest. This is different. Let's see what this is. Spirit Crystal Sweep. If I do definitely have FLB Octo. I have ULB Octo, actually. Hashtag 5-starred everything. That was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be multiple waves. Okay. And that's it, eh? Let's do this first. Zephyr. Wait, Gear Dungeon. I don't have it unlocked yet, of course. That'd be too easy. So, Auto Venture and oh. Blue skin when? 8 more Guild Wars from now, I guess. Actually, a little less if we have more Dread Barrages. Because I have all of the Uno Spears, and I have all of the Song Bows for my 50 fragments for the first 2 blue items. I just need the other 8. So, while this is autoing, let's talk about, I guess, my final impressions for this game. So, I guess we'll start with the music. So this may be from someone that can't really remember much of the Mana franchise. It's been forever since I played it. Honestly, it feels extremely generic. It doesn't really leave any lasting... what's the word? It doesn't really have any real lasting impression for me. It feels generic. It feels just any old fantasy RPG. There's no real notes in here that make me go, oh yeah, I really like this. I want to kind of... Nothing that'll make me think about the music later. If it's all music that's like specific to Secret of Mana, all I can say is clearly the game's music score really didn't leave a lot of impression. But then again, I guess we've also just seen a lot of games come out recently that just have absolutely like jaw-dropping soundtracks and stuff, so yeah. Anyways, music-wise, you know, it's there. I'm not really a big fan of it. It just sounds really generic. In terms of graphics, the map backdrops are beautiful. Very, very nice quality. I wish they were slightly higher res. But overall, like, look at it. Like, just look at the map. If anything, like, the maps look really good. The character sprites, absolutely stunning. Extremely high quality, lots of work clearly put into them, like, dope. The special skills and stuff, the cut-ins are nice. The skills have, you know, not amazing animations or anything. We have our spirit summons or whatever, like, these are okay. Again, nothing jaw-dropping or amazing. It's just like, oh, okay, neat. Yeah, overall, graphically, it's a really nice game. The UI is very thematic, very easy to work with, responsive. The buttons, I think, are in very logical places. Like, even the post-battle screen is really well laid out, I think. Everything is very compact. Yeah, I have no complaints really for any of the graphic-related stuff for this game. Very, very graphically pleasing. Even the battle, like the combat stuff, the buttons for battle, all really well laid out, I think. Yeah. Overall, good stuff. Beyond that, gacha. It's a standard gacha, honestly. The rates are nothing special. It costs about the same as every other mobile game for a 10 roll. It has the same deals and stuff you'd see in almost every other mobile game. Nothing really amazing there. In terms of, like, just in general, I don't know, man. Like, if I were to score this game, I don't really think I could give it a score. There's a lot of what ifs and stuff that I haven't played enough to really hit, like gear, right? I personally don't like the gear system in games. I talk about this a lot. And even though this game does implement a gear system, so far it seems relatively inoffensive. But I feel like as you get further on in the game, it's going to become very, very forced, and you're going to have to invest in your gear in order to progress. Obviously early on it doesn't make that much of a difference, but I can see that changing very quickly. And the last thing I want to do is, you know, brush over the gear system and say, oh, you know, it's not a big deal, so, you know, clearly, you know, we'll just pretend gear doesn't exist, because it's way too low a level for that to really be the case. Overall, if you like the Of Mana franchise, I say this is a pretty good game for it. It clearly has the characters, it has a lot of work put behind it, the graphics are really pretty. Decent quality. It doesn't feel like a cheap clone game. There's clearly thought put behind it. But yeah, I don't know. It's nice, but it's not really something I'll keep playing because I'm just not a fan of this style of combat. I'm not really a big fan of the IP for this, but if it was a different IP, maybe. Oh, pretty good though. If I had to give it a number, I'd probably say like 7 out of 10, give or take, somewhere around there. There's some things I don't like. There's some things I do like quite a bit. This is kind of a healthy there. I really wish the music was more impactful, though. Because that always makes the experience for these types of games, is the music. Absolutely without fail. Good recommendation, though, Mana, to try this game out. It was a nice little morning distraction to kind of see what it was and try it. It's been a while since I saw this IP, so... Alright. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here, gang. I feel like I've played enough of this, and I've kind of given my input on it. Yeah, it's not bad. All things considered, especially considering like recent mobile games that have come out, it's just pretty solid. So, yeah. Yeah, anyways, if you guys ever have like a game you want me to try out, feel free to leave a comment in the Discord. You know, just throw me a ping and go, hey, you know, this game just came out, you should give it a try. More than happy to, you know, just try stuff out, see what it's all about. And it can definitely help people that kind of have difficulty making decisions on what game to play. Because, like, for example, this game, right? You have like the 1.1 gig patch. I know that there are some people that aren't able to download that kind of data quickly or often. So sometimes you got to be a little picky about the games you try. So these can definitely help people that are in that kind of situation. So anyways, I'm going to wrap up. Peace out, guys. I got stuff I need to do today besides this. So thanks for coming around, hanging out. And yeah, see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.